Hello everyone, welcome to our channel NCRT Reader. So in this video we are going to start our Beehive of class 9th, chapter number 1st, The Lost Child. So let's start. A child goes to the fair with his parents. He is happy and excited and wanted the sweets and toys displayed there. But his parents do not buy them for him. Why then does he refuse when someone else offers them to him? Here, the them is refers to the toys, sweets, etc. that is displayed there in the fair. So let's begin with our reading of the story. It was the festival of spring. From the wintry shades of narrow lanes and alleys emerged a glad humanity. Some walked, some rode on horses, others sat, being carried in bamboo and bullock carts. One little boy ran between his father's leg, brimming over with life and laughter. See, the child is with his parents. Then came, called his parents as he was lagged behind, because he was fascinated by the toys in the shops that lined the way. He hurried towards his parents, his feet oblated to their call, his eyes still lingering on the receding toys. As he came to where they had stopped to wait for him, he could not suppress the desire of his heart, even though he well knew the old, cold stare of refusal in their eyes. I want the toy, he pleased. His father looked at him with the red eyes, in his familiar taunted way. His mother, melted by the free spirit of the day, was tender and gave him her finger to hold. Said, "Look, child, what is before you?" It was a flowering mustard field, pale like melting gold, as he swept across miles and miles of even land. A group of dragonflies were bursting about on their greedy purple wings, intercepting the flight of the lone black bee or butterfly in the search of sweetness from the flower. The child followed them in the air with his grace, till one of them would sit in the wings and rest, and he would try to catch it. But it would go fluttering, flapping up into the air. When he had almost caught it in his hands, then his mother gave a cautionary call. Came, child, came on the footpath. He ran toward his parents, galling and walking abstract of them for a while, being, however, soon left behind, attracted by the little insects and worms along the footpath that were trimming out from their hiding places to enjoy the sunshine. Came, child, came, called his parents from the shade of the grove where they had seated themselves on the edge of the wall. He ran towards them. A shower of young flowers fell upon the child as he entered the grove, and forgetting his parents, he began to gather the raining petals in his hands. But lo, he heard the cooing of doves and ran towards his parents, shouting, the dove, and the raining petals dropped from his forgotten hands. Came, child, came, they called to the child who had now gone running in the wild clapper round the banyan tree, and getting him, they looked the narrow, winding footpath which led to the fair through the mustard fields. As they neared the village, the child could see many other footpaths full of thrones, covering at the whirlpool of the fair, and felt at upon once replied and fascinated by the confusions of wood world he was entering. A sweet meat seller hawat, gulab jamun, rasgulla, barfi, jalebi, as at the concern of the entrance and the crowded pleasance round. His counter at the foot of the architectures of many colored sweets. decorated with leaves of silver and gold. The child started upon eye on his mountain watering for the burfi. That was a favorite sweet of the child. I want the burfi, he slowly murmured, but he half knew as he begged that Peel would not be heard because his parents would say he was greedy. He was greedy. So without waiting for the answer, he moved on. The flower seller howled. A garland of the gulmohar, a garland of the gulmohar. The child seemed intercepting dawn. He went towards the basket where the flowers lay, and the half murmured, I want the garland, but he well knew his parents would refuse to buy him for those flowers because they would say that they were cheap. They were cheap, so without waiting for the answer, he moved on again. A man stood holding a pole of with the yellow, green, purple, red balloons flying from it. The child was simply carried away by the rainbow glory of the silken colors, and he was filled with the overwhelming desire to possess them all. But he well knew his parents would never buy them the balloons because they would say he was too old to play with these toys, so he walked on further again. The snake charmer stood playing a flute to the snake which coiled himself in the basket. Its head rise in the graceful bend like a neck on the swan, while the music stole into invisible ears like a gentle ripping of the invisible waterfall. The child went toward the snake charmer, but he again knowing his parents had forbidden him to hear choose crow's music at the snake charmer played, he proceeded further. There was a roundabout is full swing. Man, woman, children carried away in the wearing motions, shrinkered and cried with dizzy laughter. The child watched them initially and then made a bold request. I want to go to the roundabout, but father, please, father and mother, but there was a no reply. He turned at to look his parents. They were not there ahead of him. He turned to look on either side. They were not there. He looked behind. There were no sign of them. A full deep cry rose within his dry throat, and with a sudden jerk of his body, he ran from where he stood, crying crying in real fear. Mother, father, tears rolled down from his eyes. Hot and friends, he flew, his face was clouding with fear, panic, stricken. He ran to one side first, then to the other, hither and thither, in all the directions, knowing not where to go. Mother, father, he wailed. His yellow turban came until his clothes became muddy, having run and fro in the range of running for the while. He stood defeated, his cries suppressed into sobs. A little distance on the green grass he could see, through his filming eyes, man and woman talking. He tried to look initially amongst the patches of the bright yellow clothes, but there was no sign of his father and mother amongst these people who seemed to laugh and talk just for the sake of laughing and talking. He ran quickly again, this time to the shrine. Shrine means a temple to which the people seemed to be crowding. Lit- every little inches of space there was concerted with men, but he ran through people's leg, his little job leering mother, father. Near the entrance of the temple, however, the crowd became very thick. Men jostled each other. Heavy men with flashing murdered eyes and lifting shoulders, the poor child struggled to thrust a way between their feet. But knocked to the floor by their brutal movements, he might have been trampled underfoot. He had not shrieked in the highest pitch of his voice. Mother, father, a man is struggling crowd. heard his cry and stopped it with great difficulty, lifted up with his arm. How did you get here, child? Whose baby are you? The man asked as he strayed clear of the mass. The child wept more bitterly than ever now and only cried, I want my mother, I want my father. The man tried to soothe him by talking him to the roundabout. Will you have a ride on the horse? He gently asked as approaching the ring. The child trot through into the thousand shrill shouts, and he only shouted, I want my mother, I want my father. See, he was the man and he was a child. The man headed towards the place where the snake charmer still played on the flute to swing cobra. Listen to that nice music, child, he pleased. But the child shut his ears with his fingers and shouted in the double pitched strain, I want my mother, I want my father. The man took him near the balloons thinking the bright colors of the balloons would distract the child's attention and quieten him. Would you like a rainbow colored balloon? He pleasurably asked. The child turned his eyes from the flying balloons and just snowed. I want my father, I want my mother, I want my mother. The man, still trying to make the child happy, bore him to the gate where the flower seller sat. Look, can you smell this nice flower, child? Would you like a garland to round your neck? The child turned his nose away from the basket and regretted his sob. I want my mother, I want my father, thinking to the humor his disclotic charge by the gift of sweets. The man took him to the counter of sweet soap. What sweets would you like, child? He asked. The child turned his face from the sweet shop and only snobbed. I want my mother. I want my father. So, this much in this story. And this story, the beautiful story, was written by Mulk Raj Anand. I hope you all understand. And yeah, please make sure to like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Also, press the bell icon to get all the notification at the time. And I also teach other subjects. I also do the reading of other subjects. Please make sure to subscribe our channel, share this video with your friends. And today we have completed the lost tile. Next, we will do our next chapter in this book. Till then, stay connected, keep learning. Thank you very much. Bye.